เ join a few kirtans till you Christian Parijatna is here.
Sitaram.
Krishna Govinda Hare Murari Nath Narayana Vasudeva Krishna Govinda Hare Murari Nath Narayana Vasudeva Krishna Govinda Hare Murari Nath Narayana Vasudeva Nath Narayana Vasudeva Nath Narayana Vasudeva Nath Narayana Vasudeva Bolo Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari Nath Narayana Vasudeva पितु मातु स्वामी सखा हमारी पितु मातु स्वामी सखा हमारी ये नाथ नारायण वासुदेवा श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारी हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेवा श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारी हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेवा हरे
5 members become eligible. Okay, this morning, Sitaram, everybody. So as you know, it is a solemn day. It's a very important day for all of us here to be here at the family's home. Patsy and I and the extended family go back a long, long way. In fact, the ancestors, the progenitors, the grandparents, that is on her mother's side, and our parents, our family, they were not blood family, but they were closer than blood family. They lived, very, very interconnected. So we have had a long-standing relationship. And then, Patsy and I are schoolmates, school friends. We went to school together. Apart from that, Cecil's father and the extended family. In fact, when he came back from England and he started to work, do a lot of altruistic work, social work in the temples and so, I was one of the first persons that he would have met. And he, it was quite interesting that he was, even though a little aged, he was full of gusto and energy. He had all these things he wanted to do. He wanted to, help all these temples and do all that kind of stuff. And then, through that, we were able to, but we used to connect with Cecil and Patsy even before they had come to Trinidad. And so I knew Cecil, I knew the family. He was one that is a little bit, you know, unassuming. He wasn't a garrulous, frontline show business kind of person. He was a simple fella, and quite polished, in the way he behaved himself and the way he got along and things like that. So today, for all of us to be here, I was just chatting with Pandit Rupnarayan, who is villager, neighbor, friend, confidant, friend of the family. He also set aside his mornings worship. My brother, Pandit Shivanand, set aside mornings worship to be here to join with the family. So we have had a lot of people coming out here this morning to extend that support to the family. At SMC, I know there are a lot of people who would have who would have been connected with Patsy in her workplace, and they would have come across here to give that solidarity, that strength and support, and so forth. So to all the family members, neighbors and relatives and so forth who have come here, we'd like to extend, special welcome to you. We have this young man here from Lal Boys. They are doing the live stream, transmitting whatever we are doing here to people who are not here, but who would like to be part of the ceremony and who will be able to share with us. All right. At the same time, we do not, not only because of Cecil, but it is not very useful to have extended thing and go on and on and on and on and have a long ceremony. That is not really needed, and it is not helpful to the family, and is not necessary. So we'd like to begin with the Sankalp, which is a simple ceremony, and then we'll allow tributes and things first, and then afterwards we'll have the rituals, and then we shall proceed to the cremation ground. We did have a discussion with the family. This is Patsy's brother Siraj, nephews, other family members, as to where we will have the funeral, whether we should do it at Boodoo's or at the cremation, because the place here, the topography here is always it connects with life. It is not very smooth all the time. It's a little up and down, and it reminds us that you have to go through little trials. And so when you go through this little up and down and you come, you see these pretty houses here, you say, man, this is what life is. You go through a little rough patch, little impediments, little difficulties, but life is not smooth. You have a mixture of rain and sunshine. So today we'd like to acknowledge all of you for being here. We'll ask you to stand as I do the Sankalp, and then we shall move on from here. Right, let's touch the coffin in. Get the water, shine. Om Tat Sat Adya Brahmane Dvite Praharde Sri Shwet Parha Kalpe Jambo Dvipe Trinidad Deshe Jeshtamase Krishna Pakshe Dvityaye Titho Ravivare Vaishak Nakshatre Viryaman Yoga Title Garaj Karan Madhye Shri, call your names, Mukgotrasya Mukpretasya Shri प्रेत नामस्य ससिल नामस्य अहम करिष्ये आर्यमा पितृ भगवान की जय. Place it at the feet. Yeah. All right. Okay, you all guys could take your seats, and so all be seated. All right. So we will begin with Pandit Rupnarayan, who will lead us first in his contribution, and as I said, he's family member. You could sit to Patsy. And then afterwards, so.
You
want to come here? You're good. You're good there again. I'm good for you.
Let me, on behalf of myself, my Durhin, and my Parivar, extend our deepest condolences to Patsy. We all are here for you. I not speak about myself, but our village. A couple of weeks we have cremated another relative, my brother-in-law father, across the road. And the journey continues. Once there's birth, there will be death. You're not alone. We all are here as a village, as a team for you, to give you the support and the strength. And then you have your close relatives who are here for you. So don't feel that this journey is all alone. And it's quite alarming, because people who live in this village would know that every house in this village don't have more than 2 people living in it. Some of the houses around, we have 6 houses around here, nobody lives. Everybody have migrated to the Greater Beyond. And most of the houses have 1 and sometimes 2 individuals. A village that was thickly fluctuated at one point in time have now come very weak, but we shouldn't give up. We should hold on to each other. And Patsy, we are here for you all the time. Cecil have lived a private life which sometimes pays off at the end. He was a man of class. He knew what he wanted, and he was your support at all times. Despite how we went down for the couple of weeks, he was there for you. He gave you the support. And that is what we all should follow, to give other people support and empathy in the time of need, that we all will go through this one day and we would need the strength of our friends and relatives and people who you consider. Remember, a friend in need is a friend in, and also a family in need is a family in. And this is the time that Patsy need you all around, and this is the time that we should give the shoulder to lean upon. And don't leave space for coulda, shoulda, and woulda. I don't want to prolong, as Panditji said, Panditatma, our very senior Pandit, one to whom I always look up to. There's no need to prolong this morning. It just brings what we call depression to the family and emotion, and all this emotional grief is not healthy for the family. So I have always joined in Kirtan before Panditji arrived. So I'll give somebody else the opportunity. So let us do what we have to do, and let us be a strong pillar of strength for people when they need us around. God bless you all. Simple bhajan. Jai Krishna Hare. We all know this pratna. Jai Krishna Hare, Shri Krishna Hare, Dukhiyo ko dukh dur kare. Jai 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 Krishna Hare, Jai Krishna Hare, Shri Krishna Hare, Dukhiyo ko dukh dur kare. Jai 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 Krishna Hare. जब चार तरफ अंधियारा हो, आशा का दूर किनारा हो। जब चार तरफ अंधियारा हो, आशा का दूर किनारा हो। और कोई न खेवा न हारा हो, फिर तू ही बेड़ा पार करो। जय 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 कृष्ण हरे। With all your love, जय कृष्ण हरे, श्री कृष्ण हरे, दुखियों को दुख दूर करे। जय 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 कृष्ण हरे। तू चाहे तो सब कुछ कर दे, विष को भी अमृत कर दे। तू चाहे तो सब कुछ कर दे, विष को भी अमृत कर दे। पूर्ण कर दे सबकी आशा, पूर्ण कर दे सबकी आशा। जो भी तेरा ध्यान धरे, प्रभु जो भी तेरा ध्यान धरे। जय 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 कृष्ण हरे। With love, जय कृष्ण हरे, श्री कृष्ण हरे, दुखियों को दुख दूर करे। जय 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 कृष्ण हरे। Vrindavan Velal ki. So let me convey my condolences once more. Pandit Yognath and Pandit Purnima is here. We have 5 Pandits here this morning. Sometimes you can't get hold of one, but this is the soul karma. and even yours, Patsy, to have all of these pundits here. God bless you all.
Thank you, Panditji. I know we are on a live stream here, but so somebody can take some of those chairs and put one of them on this escape here so people can escape from this one. I want to cover this. So what are you upstairs doing? Alright, so now we'll have the eulogy read by family members here. I'll just give a few minutes to get things in place. Today, as what the said, very often we take people for granted. Not only medical practitioners, doctors, until we get sick, we realize how important doctors are, and how important pundits and ministers and people of the cloth, like Pandit Rupnarayan, this is his village. The network of this community and by extension the environs, they are very much connected to him. So in his absence, in the absence of ministers and men of the cloth, a society is lost. You feel that there's no sense of direction when you look forward for support. So we'd like to compliment Panditji for the work that he's doing, and his family, and of course other youngsters who are here with us. So you're ready for the eulogy? Yes, sir? All right. So I will also want to suggest that in all traditions, death is not an ominous thing. It's not, it's like we get attached. So when you get attached, it's like, let me get a good example here. When you go to a wedding ceremony, and you see the wedding car about to drive off, everybody looks at the groom and they're sprinkling flowers and all. When you turn back and look at the faces of the mother of the bride, for example, you see trembling lips, tear-filled eyes, and you would probably wonder that, like, this lady not happy, boy, And then you know that tears is also associated with happiness. But separation is hard. The daughter has spent a long time with her, but now she has to go to a different dimension. So this is what life is. Life is a dance. And the movements of a dance mean that some people have to leave the stage and some have to come on stage. So this dance, you are not behind the curtains. In fact, in a dance, sometimes the king, the rich man's son, like when I used to go to John Hill Press, we used to have all these concerts. I don't know if they still have concerts at school, right? So we have all these concerts and dramas, and so we used to do for Christmas and all that kind of thing. And sometimes a very wealthy man's son will act the role of a beggar, or acts a role in the play. And a very poor man's son might act the role of a king. But when the concert finish, the beggar going in the Range Rover to go home, and when I say the beggar, the poor man's son, the rich man's son, who would act as a beggar. And of course, adversely, the other one, who may appear to be in the concert as a very poor man, a rich man, he is once again on the other end of the rod. So today we would like all of you to pray with this young lady who is going to read for us the eulogy. So let us all listen. Stand here so you get a nice visual camera.
Shalom, everybody. My name is Chandani Phillip. I am the niece of Auntie Patsy here. Today I stand here to honor my dear Uncle Cecil, a man who meant so much to all of us. At the age of 6, he migrated to England. If you ever spoke to him about this, he would recall it as a momentous occasion, one where he donned a suit and traveled by ship for the first time. During breaks from school, he and his siblings would travel back to Trinidad to visit their relatives. In England, he studied business management and worked in the retail industry. He developed a love for tennis, football, and travel. He has a son, from his first marriage, who unfortunately could not be here, along with his first and only granddaughter, who is 7 years old. After being on his own for a while, he met a beautiful pink-haired lady, Auntie Patsy, and 6 weeks later, they were inseparable. On their first date, they went to see the movie Titanic, which they had to go rewatch because he fell asleep the first time. They then lived together for some time, and in 1999, they got married. After some years, he fulfilled his dream of moving back to Trinidad. Having moved back, his second passion became his dogs, or he affectionately referred to them as his babies. He was passionate about gardening, decorating, landscape, and meeting up with friends and family, and cooking. He loved to cook, experimenting with exotic dishes, so his friends often expected a delicious meal from him. Following moving back to Trinidad, he experienced certain cultural differences, which took some time to adjust. On one such occasion, the boys took him to a wedding, the first one since his time back, where they spent so much time at the car liming, they left the wedding not knowing what the bride and groom looked like. In 2004, he lost his sister, Christine, through a car accident. This being the same year he had returned to Trinidad. A few years ago, he lost his father and only brother in the span of 6 months. Having said this, he experienced his fair share of ups and downs, but he always lived life to the fullest. Lately, he had some health challenges, but persevered nonetheless. He had planned many things for when Auntie Patsy retired. Top of the list being late nights, sips of tea with his darling wife. We will miss you, Uncle Cecil. Your bright sense of humor and lovely stories will be missed daily. But we are here today not only to mourn the loss, but to celebrate the life of a man who brought so much love, laughter, and wisdom into our lives. Sam.
Thank you very much for those beautiful words. Now we have Shivanan join us. I know when I came to pray or visit Patsy and my wife and myself, she was saying that she communicates with Pandit Shivanan. Sends some messages. And I asked him this morning, what kind of message you send in Patsy? He say, well, every day, they send all this thing now, broadcast, whatever. Like when I am on those little groups, I try to tell people, because, they forward all these, so many different things, but he says he sent her nice things, inspirational words, things like that. So I'm happy that he made the decision to be here with us this morning and to share a few words with Patsy. Sure.
Okay, Prem se bolo Shri Krishna Bhagwan ki jai. My dear friends, this morning when we think about what life is,
Aren't you married in this village?
and of birth and death, we accept the gift of birth in one hand, and in the other hand, we also accept the gift of death. What makes it difficult to accept is the fact that we would have built along this journey wonderful relationships, and so it becomes very hard when these relationships are severed. This morning, I just want to say a prayer together with you and with everyone to give you the comfort and the strength that knowing that you're not alone, but Bhagwan's blessings is there with you. in every pathway that you walk in this world. He's always there. And this morning, I invite all of you all to bow your heads in prayer as we think of Bhagwan Krishna and ask for his blessings upon the family. Om Namo Vijnana Rupaya Paramananda Rupine Krishnaya Gopinathaya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Prem se bolo Shri Krishna Bhagwan ki Jai.
As I indicated earlier, that in the Ramayana, there was a little incident where Marichi, who had to make a decision. Life is a decision. Everything in life is about choices, and choices make change. So Marichi had a decision, whether Ravan came to him and put him in a little situation. And in the scripture it is written, it is not, they list 10 people you should not make enemies with. Well, you shouldn't make enmity at all, shouldn't have an enmity. But most prominent in that list is medical practitioners, Marvin. Most prominent. They say you should never make, with a medical practitioner, a doctor, always try to be friendly with them. And it is so useful to know that, because you may not see how important these people are, but they are actually, it's a God's given gift to be an extension of God's hands, to relieve pain, to help people. Very often, doctors have to talk to people not only about their physical health, about their mental health, and about what they could do. Like in a case when you have a death, here doctors come into play. So Marvin is not only, a doctor extraordinaire, but he is a family member. He has known this family for a long time, and has remained a very grounded. Some people become doctors and become doctors of doctors. They are untouchables. But some people remain with the people. And in India, it's quite instructive. Doctors ride bicycle and go and visit patients. They sit and they're very affable people. So we'll ask Marv to bring his message and so greetings this morning. He would have taken the time out Sunday to be here. He would have spent many memories here with the family. Probably have quite a number of bottles of water here with the family.
Thank you, Panditji.
Yeah.
Jai Sitaram, everybody.
Yeah.
Of course, it's with a heavy heart, but an honor really to be able to, pay tribute to my good friend Cecil. And I recognize how important he was to each and every one of us, because we see all of us here today. And as Pandit Atma correctly said, I spent many times here for many prayers and so on. Maybe other things too, but prayers were certainly part of it. We had good times, and certainly. But my relationship with Cecil and Patsy, as he correctly said, goes back many years, more than 25 years ago, to sunny Yorkshire. Or if you know Yorkshire, it's not sunny at all, in the north of England. And we were all, I was working as a doctor there, finishing my specialty. Patsy and Cecil were there. Cecil was running a manager of a large supermarket chain, and he was doing very well. It was a nice time, a different time. And when you're far away, people with similar backgrounds become closer. And our families became intertwined with a group of other people there. We would get together practically every Saturday, if you can imagine that, for many years. And that's a lot of getting togethers, playing cards, getting together. They would babysit for us. And we had a son. He was a steamroller. And as you know, Cecil, very fastidious, very careful, very nice about putting his things away. And this boy would go in and wreck it. And then we'd say, boy, we don't know how that happened. But he would always be okay with it. And that's the thing. He was always calm. He was always controlled. Those were simpler times. But unlike all of us, Cecil, and then if you knew him as much as we did, he was a dreamer. He loved to dream. He had big dreams and aspirations.
And while most of us dream, he is a man of action too. So, you know, late 40s, some of us are now settling in our career, now building. He decided he was done. He had achieved so much, and he wanted now to live his dreams. Even though he was an Englishman, as his niece said a little while ago, leaving here at 6 years old, and really an Englishman to the core, he felt he was Trinidadian. He was mistaken, but he felt that way. And so his dream was to come to Trinidad, build his home, spend time with his beloved wife, spend time in the mandir, tend his garden, and have his dog to walk up and down the street. And I'm sure his neighbors would be, will know him well for walking his dogs. And while most of us also want these dreams and to retire, he was fortunate enough and blessed enough to be able to live those dreams. So Bhagwan truly blessed him with that gift so that he could achieve what he wanted and live that dream. And by doing so, he not only enriched his life, but with his qualities, he enriched the lives of all of us who went in touch with him. He was a very decent man. He was very kind, very generous, very loyal as a friend. And those are qualities which certainly, if anyone has to be in touch with someone with those type of qualities, it enriches you. It enriches the family, it enriches the community. So those who had that opportunity to spend time with him were certainly better for it. And that's certainly a quality that would be missed. A true quality of a friend really is somebody you could trust, And when we both moved back from England here around the same time, same year, and so of course then life went on and you couldn't meet every Saturday, but when you did meet, it was like you hadn't been apart at all. And being a man of action that he was, and a friend that could give a story, for instance, one get together we had by us, and it was quite a lot of rain. My house had just finished, and they were retaining walls and so on. But we saw the water collecting. Everybody did what they had to do, had dinner, left. But the bell rang the next morning, and there was Cecil. So what are you doing here? Boy, you forget something? No. He said, I noticed when we were here last night, water was collecting by your walls. It seems like your builders forgot to drill drain holes. So he brought all the tools, did what he had to do, drilled the holes, put in pipes, packed up and left. I didn't ask him to do it. He didn't tell me he was coming. He just did what he had to do, no fuss. And that was the way he was. But like all of us, we go through challenges in life. There was a time when, I was going through my challenges. And it would be, and the same type of kindness and generosity went through. You'd be at home and then the bell would ring. I was at home and the bell would ring. No phone call. When you look outside, it's Cecil and Patsy. And as she was saying with Cecil, with his dishes, he's experimenting with his dishes, Greek dishes, that dishes, the other dishes, and he bring it on. So they were always there with food, with their presence, with comfort, just unplanned. And that is the type of nature that he had. That is the type of personality that he had. But like all of us, you face health challenges, and he himself faced his health challenges. Patsy was there by his side throughout this for a few years. He had some challenges, the doctors in the clinic. He was I was always around with him. He was in the office. We did all that we could. And he was always facing it with strength, with courage, with fortitude. There wouldn't be a minute when he would say, I'm giving up, or enough is enough. No. He was there, and he had the good support of his beloved wife, Patsy, there, always by his side, and always saying, Mom, tell him what to do, tell him, but you can't tell him what to do. He knew what he wanted to do, and that's what he did. And that's whether it was leaving England when she said, no, we're still staying here, whether it's building a house 3 stories when she said, no, build 2 or 1. He did what he did, and the same with his health. He did what he did. So, and he was happy to make those decisions. And I was happy to be there with him. Being a friend means not only being there in good times, but also in the bad. And he was there with me, and I was happy to be there with him at that time. And now those challenges are complete. we can now celebrate the great times we've had with him, the great impact he's had in our lives. And we know that he is, people with the qualities like he has are in the hands of Bhagwan Krishna. And the Bhagavad Gita says that, when you act, make sure it is selfless and without any expectation. And that is how he lived his life. And we know that he will be well taken care of. And Cecil, my friend, we will certainly miss you. We will miss your laugh. We will miss your good nature. We'll miss the fact that you never understood Trinidad jokes. We'll miss we'll miss the fact that you were always there for us, always willing to lend a hand, and always be an important member of family, community, and friendship. So to Patsy, the rest of the family, for myself, Nandini, the rest of the family, we wish you all our deepest condolences and Bhagwan Krishna's blessing. Thank you all very much. Ram Nam Satya.
To say it was from his heart, and in fact, all that he said, I could connect with. I did not know of the earlier years in England. I know Sam Davy is here somewhere, but Sam Davy, yeah, Sam Davy, they had a puja there, and Cecil came, and we were in the house eating. And sometimes, yes, because of the family, I was sitting and talking to Cecil for quite a bit. I was sitting at the table, and everybody left, and we were there sitting and talking. And I was quite impressed, because he had a vast knowledge about many things. I was surprised because he was talking about all kinds of stuff. And pundits, we feel we know everything. Generally we want to, everything we talk, we want to be, we know. But then all of a sudden I say, but this man really knows. I feel I know, and he knew a lot of stuff. And then he was just, I was very taken by his wealth of knowledge. And as you said, if he worked as a manager, he would have interacted with different kinds of people. Anyhow, so having said all of that, we would like to conclude. We have 2 or 3 people who would like to make some utterances. I know. Yeah. So first of all, the 2 pundits who are here. Who is the 2 pundits, Panditji? One of them watching Pandit Rupnarayan say, why you say we Pandits here for? Yeah, we wouldn't do anything. We wouldn't harm you all, guys. We wouldn't harm you for us. We would not do anything. But you always just come and stay with us here. But for the little ceremony and thing, that's all right. No. No, we would not do anything to harm you guys. Yeah, anyhow. Yeah. Remember, come and tell you a secret when you come up. Yeah. Where the next one here? Yes, sir. I have a good friend, a good colleague. Yesterday was his birthday, Pandit Abhidanand is my very good friend, And he told me a story once. He says, boy, I have to go somewhere, and I'm so frightened, I don't know. My father say, boy, when you reach, right, don't look at the people, right? Look straight down to the back wall as far as you could see. And anything come to your mind, just say it, right? He said, trust me. When you finish and they see a nice face, they say, we like him, man. And he said, boy, that worked for me all the time. And it still works for him, So that's it, in young people, in young pundits, in younger people, you see the future. You cannot get youngsters today getting close to these kinds of circles. We don't need a microscope to see that. They are drifting away. So when you have youngsters, when Panditji mentioned that, I was very, happy to see that, we have 2 young guys here in this path. All right, so they will just chant a prayer together. We'll all join with them and say a prayer for Uncle. Mrityunjay is very good. You could just, yeah.
Let's all bow our heads in prayer as we ask Bhagwan Krishna to give Auntie Patsy and the rest of the extended family the strength and the courage that they would need to move on, and allow the Atman of Uncle Cecil here to seek moksha to the hereafter. Harihi Om. ओमनादिर्नो देवा शङ्खचक्र गदाधर अक्षय पुण्डरीकाक्षं प्रेतमोक्षप्रदो भव शान्ताकारं भुजगशयनं परमनाभं सुरेशं विश्वधारं गगनसदृशं मेघवर्णं शुभाङ्गं लक्ष्मीकान्तं कमलनयनं योगिभिर्ध्यानगम्यं वन्दे विष्णु भवभयहरणं सर्वलोकैकनाथनं राम नाम सत्य है, राम नाम सत्य है, राम नाम सत्य है। हरिः ओम राम राम रमे मेधि रमे रामे मनोरमे सहस्रनाम तत्तुल्यं राम नाम वरामने। ओम कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपकुमाराय गोविंदाय नमो नमः। वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय।
You want to sit right here? We have these two chairs too. All right, so as we draw close to the end, thank you very much, Panditji. You know, and you all will be just like Panditji. When they see you all, we like them, man. Good looking guys. All right, so we have members of the SMC here, led by Miss Reena and her entourage. So members who are here from that workplace, you know, would want to say, I guess there'll be a representative or somebody from that clique, that group would want to say a few words and bring some kind of message to the family. So please come forward. Southwest Regional Authority members who are there as well. So who is that person? Oh, you are? Okay, right, yeah. Did I meet you last night in a function? Okay. This guy, he did the live stream, right? And the lady looks like they're almost like the same lady, right? Yeah, yeah. So you have to check back we have to check the live stream and see if it was you. Yeah, okay, right. All right, because some ladies do get around, you know. So please come forward, and if the other members of the staff are here, it is nice to stand together. It creates a nice setting. All right? So, yeah.
Sammy.
Yeah. So those who are here, Deborah and Sammy and others, please come forward. Reena, others, you know, please come forward, and no, I'm fine. Yeah, okay, good. Like that. Yeah.
You can mention his son Christian is doing the live stream.
All right. So we'd like to also acknowledge those who are viewing the live stream. You know, we know you are not here. I know Cecil's son Christian is viewing us. We know that your prayers, your support is with the family. And of course, other members of the family who are here with us. And now we have a few words from my friend who we met last night, and she would lead us, you know, in her message here.
Hi, morning. I am Avian. I worked under Miss Laltoo until her retiring. This is Dr. Gajida, who also worked. Say your name.
I am Deborah, also worked with Miss Laltoo until she retired.
I'm Sammy, work alongside her until she retired. She got tired of me too.
I am Devaki, I also worked with her.
I'm Miss Bernard. I also worked with Miss Laltoo.
And we met Mr. Cecil through Miss Laltoo. Wherever you saw Miss Laltoo, you saw Mr. Cecil, and vice versa. So I don't really want to, I know he's in a better place. I knew of his challenges. So I don't really want to dwell on that, because in the times when he was going down, this lady here will call me because she always needed somebody to talk to. So what I want to say is, in him passing, don't ever forget, people keep in contact with her. She will always need somebody to speak to, you know. And we all have our challenges, and we will all need somebody. So let us not forget Miss Laltoo. And after today, and have her alone here by herself, we need to keep calling her, keep in touch with her, and see how she's going. Because, I mean, she'll be alone, and he's no longer there. And this was her right hand. And, you know, and the right hand is gone. So let us go to the left hand and always be there to check up on her and see how she's going and things like that. And so we just want to thank her for, she gave us a lot of experience. She taught us a lot. So we just want to be thank her, and we just want to bless Mr. Cecil and thank him for his time with her, even though in the end was challenging. But we are grateful that we know he's in a better place, because according to the doctor that spoke, he was a really gentle giant. I saw him as a gentle giant. So, you know, we just want to say our condolences to Miss Laltoo and tell her that we are here.
Good morning, everybody. I just want to say a few words to Miss Laltoo. When I started in the department of psychiatry, Miss Laltoo was a mother figure to me. I have to tell her that. She would always take care of all the doctors. I know I don't think there's anybody else from the department here today, but whenever we entered the clinic, she would set up our room. She would be there to make us a tea, ask us how we are going throughout the day, and really was a deep form of support and camaraderie, and she would get us together for every event in the department. I really miss her up to today. I really have to say that. And her connection to us, I'm sure, is a testament to her connection to her partner. And she's an example, I would say, and both of them are and I would say this connection lives on with us as a department, and we understand the deep bond of marriage. We understand the deep bond of camaraderie, friendship, and I would say how we can come together through difficult times. So that's the message I wanted to leave with you personally, and how much I care about you and still care about you. Thank you.
All right.
Anybody else?
Thank you all very much for those beautiful words and tributes. We'd like to end off here this morning. So we'll have the final moments. I wanted to just leave a moment for anyone else. I see so many people who are here. Patsy is supported by a lot of family members who are here with us. Especially we have Siraj, who is here. I normally ask Siraj to say one or two words because he is a family member. And sometimes, I was reflecting this morning that, and I say it to people all the time. Yesterday we were going to a function, and all that we talked about is like how many times, things happen in life, and it shocks us, I know of a case where the family had a grocery, their mother and father had a grocery store, right, that they founded, right, and they passed this on to their son, right, and the son is now running the business, and they are not allowed to go in that place. Could you believe that? And that is not the worst part. The son has a child, little baby, right? And the mother has not even seen. They would not take the baby out, and they live upstairs, downstairs. They were telling me the story. And then I said, you know how many times in this world, right? People, you wait till you go to the cremation ground, actually. You say, I have been there and see people, Panditji could attest to them. They come there and they say, this is my sister, this is my brother. I did not see them in 20 years. I didn't see them in years, years. So people don't realize that this life is so short. This life has no room for any kind of, things happen. As Marvin rightly said, things happen. But listen, you need to move on, and you need to also think about, what you're giving for your children. In fact, one of the older pundits used to give a story, it's a nice story. He used to say, there was a bracelet, and when somebody died, there was a conflict for the bracelet. Who getting the bracelet? It was two sisters, So one sister got the bracelet, and the other sister was upset. So they had a long feud, and that feud lasted for 30 years. They missed, because the children now, both children and grandchildren, they missed anniversaries, missed family get-togethers, missed each other's weddings because it's two big families. So this went on for 30 years, and it was really a horrible thing. Anyhow, all of the family members, some of the family members actually decided, before these two sisters die, let us find a way to get them back together. So one person, who was also a medical practitioner, decided, we will melt the bracelet. We'll melt it, and we'll make two. I will give both of them one and say, listen, look, both of all you have a bracelet, right? And for Ma, and let us bring them back, because that one thing went like that, right? When they went to the jeweler to melt the bracelet, they realized that the bracelet was 3/4 inch steel. That was gilded, that was coated. Because where the people keep it, how we move. We put it in a box now, we have it there. They realized that the thing was not gold. And they separated generations for something that was not real. And we should learn from that we should never ever allow life to separate like that. I don't know why I'm speaking and people are just walking in front of me like this. I don't know. Pundits like center of attraction. They don't want nobody steal the spotlight. But it happens sometimes people steal the spotlight, and very often it's women that steal the spotlight. Anyhow, so Vashti would say a few words on behalf, I guess, of the Mandir and the members here. Yeah.
Sitaram, everyone. On behalf of the ladies group and the women's group of the temple and the temple general, the whole temple, we would like to extend our condolences Patsy and Sankade. I know normally we will say we will always be there for you, but we will be there, but I'm not sure about the always part, right? Because I know we get busy with our lives after, and then we keep forgetting to check people, because it happens so many times. Oh my God, it's a whole month passed already, and we didn't call this person. So, but reach out to us. We are here. It's not one person in the temple. We have several people reach out to us. And you have Auntie Sankade. I don't know, she's 81. Wait, let me say quiet. Yeah, 81, and she could be a pillar of strength. Right? So if you make up with anything like her, you will also be strong, Patsy. I cannot say I know how you feel, but I know it will be a terrible feeling. Because I know sometimes when Pandit's not wrong, even if it's for a day or 2 days, you miss the person around. And then when they are wrong, you wish they weren't there. So that's a different thing, right? So we're here for you. What I remember, I mean, I don't know Mr. Cecil very well, but that's knowing him with you. He was a guy with a good sense of humor. Yeah, that's what I remember. I mean, he says something, and I have a good sense of humor too. At least I could say so myself. Yeah, but when you say something, he will catch you. Some people don't understand, and I remember a couple times I spoke with him, and he really had a good sense. So if we didn't learn anything from Mr. Cecil, at least learn to be like that. So sometimes when you meet people, you wonder, what's wrong with them? They had a bad day or a bad morning, but they have to remain like that all day? I mean, when you're in your workplace, I hope it have no plenty government workers here, but sometimes when you go in those government places, and now I'm going to the government places a little more often because I'm going to retire, you meet some people, you wonder, what's wrong? But you have to have a good sense of humor, always have a smile on your face, and life will be good. These two gentlemen here, these two handsome gentlemen, I felt so proud. I didn't know they were here. I didn't recognize them, but they are past students of mine. Man, and they will be excellent pundits. Excellent pundits. I'm sorry for you, when they get a little older, you won't have any job. Right? If that's providing that you continue with the same qualities you had at school. Right? So always remain humble, remain kind, be honest, and everything will be in your part. Man, they were excellent. Both of them. Sit around.
I called him, I mentioned it already. Yeah. Right, so very nice. Thank you all. I didn't catch your name. What's your name? Yeah. Anyhow, so it's nice to have all of you come and say nice things. Pandit Rupnarayan, I'm sure, well, people tell me about you and they say, boy, I went Pandit Rupnarayan did the funeral. It was a nice funeral. I say, what do you mean by that, boy? He said, well, we enjoyed the funeral. I say, Pandit spoke so well, he lifted the people's spirit. That is important. You go to these occasions, is not, I started off by telling you that. We do not view it as, hey, look, everything has to stop now, and we have to sit and Patsy have to be, sit in the yard and be sad and just cry. No, that is not what the tradition teaches us, that after the morning, there is the morning. Right? So we'd like to end off now. We'll have the rituals, but Siraj, as I said, Sankade lives with him and the family, his wife and his children. And I lived with my mother, right? My mother lived next door. And when my sister come and then this one is to come and say, this, I say, Ma is here. This is the people that you see something happen, they are there. So it is very lucky that we have, family around us. And things happen, little things happen in every home and family, my family. But you know, it's nice to see how everybody is rallying around each other, supporting each other, and being here. So we like Siraj to close off the speaking aspect. Unless you have anybody else to speak. Patsy, you want to say anything? If you wish to say, you know, it's fine. But if you know, so you should go first, and then Siraj will close up here. Yeah. So the rituals will be very brief. It's just okay, go ahead. Stand here so you get a visual of the camera.
Good morning, everybody. Sitaram. First of all, this last few days has been really tough for me. I'm not looking for sympathy. I just thought that my husband, he wasn't sick in bed. He was just feeling unwell. But he was very stubborn. He not going to the doctors. He not going. But it was time for him to go, and my mom and my sister and I bundled him and took him. And the space of him walking down 2 flights of stairs on his own, saying bye-bye to his babies, and I must mention his babies meant more to him than I did. So he had so much love for me, but his babies came first, you know. And in the space of 3.5 days, he was gone. And it's unbelievable that he's not going to be here anymore. We had a really, really good life. My husband loved me so much. We would be sitting in 2 chairs, and one there and one here, and he would always want to hold my hand. Always. We would have little ups and downs like everybody else. And he wasn't one to argue. I would argue. And I would tell him. And he wouldn't always retaliate. But then after a little while, he would come and he would choke me. Or, you know, let's have a cup of tea. English people like tea. Every minute. Cup of tea. So he had those kind of qualities. We did everything together. Every single thing together. Sometimes 12, 1 o'clock, we're sitting in the porch still talking and sipping tea. We go to Marv's. We go to friends. We do everything together. I didn't have anything we didn't do together. If I wanted to go to the market, he will come along and he will carry my bags. So it's going to be really hard without him. I can't imagine him not being there anymore. But I know he wasn't well in the end. And he never complained when he wasn't well. He suffered in silence. He would never complain. He'd take all his pain. And when he couldn't go with me anywhere, he used to say, take your mother and go. Take mommy and go. Because he knew I was so close to my mom. I'm close to everybody else in the family, don't get me wrong. But my mom, we share everything, you know. And I know with my mom's support and the rest of people's support here, I'll be okay. It's going to be tough. I'll be okay. But I have my boys. Did anybody see my boys this morning when he came in? They were trembling. And they went up on him and they couldn't down lick him. That is how they normally were with him. You know? So I want to say thanks to everybody who has supported me, my work colleagues, Rena, Dr. Ramnares, Dr. Gajada, Dr. Marv. I see a lot of people here that I wouldn't be able to spend time with them, my friends, my family, my cousins. You know, I can't mention everybody. And the 5 pundits who are here. You know, my husband wasn't hyper-religious, but he learned how to pray. When we first came to Trinidad, he didn't know a single mantra. He didn't know about lighting a diya and doing things like that. When I was going to work, and I said, oh, I'm in a rush today, I can't light the diya because the diya was lit every morning in my house. He would do it. When I'm going to work in the morning, he'd stand up by that gate there, have my coffee ready, my lunch bag ready, and holding my dog on a leash so he doesn't run out. And he would come out of that gate and make sure the road was clear for me to go. That was the type of man he was. So, and he would tell me he loved me every single day. Every single day. He would say that. He loved me. Except when we have a little thing and I buff him up. So, there's so much I could say, but I don't want to take up any more time. But, you know, Pandit, thank you so much for everything. Everybody, thank you for being here. Thanks for everything.
Can we all stand as we see Raj will address us? We've been sitting for a long time, blood circulation stop. And also circulation will stop. And so the rituals will just take a few moments as we have, Doctor, you spoke very well. I was listening to whatever you were saying. So to all the people who spoke, you know, I was really, you know, taken by everyone's little messages. Siraj will end us off, and then we have the little offering of the malas and flowers and so.
Sitaram, everybody. I know during the past few days, I knew Pandit was going to call me to say something. So I thought about all of the different things I wanted to say. And guess what? It doesn't matter, really, because everybody spoke so highly of him. So to just rehash everything wouldn't be necessary. But what I want to say is this, to tell Patsy that we're here for her. We could always we can't turn back time, and we could always say that we wish things were different, or that we did things differently. So Cecil, wherever he is, I hope his soul rests in peace. Nice.
We'll come forward, guys. The fellows taking part remain standing, everyone. Pandit, you want to help, Yeah, come close and help. Okay, first thing is water, or 4 feet of water. What do you take? Give one hand the water, give one hand the chandan. Would that be too lengthy? Yeah. You sprinkle water bit. Om Anadi Nidano Deva Shankha Chakra Garadhara. How many all? Akshaya, the papers. Akshaya Pundarika Aksha Pretam. Come forward now. Pretam Moksha Prado Bhava. Yeah. Om Namaswanan. Walk around and sprinkle. You take the chandan and put a chandan for him. You take the perfume. Om Adyamuk Gotramuk Pretasya Shri Snanam Surya Gakshu Brahmanasya Gatcha Pradipcha Dharmanam Om Surya Chakshu Vatmanam Namastubhyam Mahagor Parakrame Mahabali Muhutsai Mahabhaya Vinashini Gandham Maya Diyate Tau Patishtatam Pushpamala Maya Diyate Tau Pushtatam Deepam Maya Diyate. All of you take one, come on different sides, and you can place it nicely on the side here. Chandan and perfume. Hand everybody a mala. Panditji can just hand them all there. Om Adyamuk Gotrasya Muk Pretasya Mritasthane Shava Nimit Pushpamala Maya Diyate Tau Patishtatam. Om Adyamuk Gotrasya Muk Pretasya Mritasthane Shava Nimittam Gandham Maya Diyate Tau Patishtatam. Maya Diyate Tau Patishtatam. Place it neatly. Yeah? You bow. Adyamuk Gotrasya Muk Pretasya Preta Nivarthaya Asragati Praptyarthe. Om Sri Adyamuk Gotrasya Yam Brahma Varunindra Rudra Maruta. Now you're walking around. Perambulate the body, and all of you can walk around. Om Anadi Nidano Deva Shankha Chakra Gadadhara Akshaya Pundarikaksha Preta Moksha Prado Bhava. Om Adyamuk Gotrasya Pretasya Yam Dware Mahagore Andena Tapasavrite Tanvalokanarthaya Deepo Anupatishtatham. I do stop now. And you go to the back, hand in the arati. You join, walk around. You do the same thing and then do it like that. Adyamuk Ayam Dware Mahagore Andana Tamasabrite. We do a collection. Don't walk too fast, boy. Patsy, catch up, right? Go ahead. Okay, and when you do the same thing. So we just sing a little medley of some little bhajans and we can join, we know them. Pinjare ke panchi re, tera dard na jaane koi, tera dard na jaane, बाहर से तू खामोश रहे, भीतर भीतर रोई रे, ओ भीतर भीतर रोए, तेरा दर्द न जाने कोई, तेरा दर्द न जान। आज अंधेरे में है हम इंसान, ज्ञान का सूरज चमका रे भग आ आ राम राम भज राम राम भज राम राम भज राम, राम राम सिया राम भजले राम राम सिया राम, भज राम राम सिया राम, भज राम राम सिया. Panditji has hold the flowers, and all those who wish to come and put a flower, please come. We come on both ends, so you wouldn't have a big block, you know. Some could come here, someone come my left and right, and you could just go and put flowers. Guys, you could step aside now if you wish. If you want to put a flower, it's fine. Keep standing just for 2 minutes. Those who feel not unwell, you can sit, right? Until you sit down. Elderly people, please sit. And everybody else look very young, so remain standing. Yeah. Okay. You sit. Yeah, you look in. Everybody, please sing along. आज का पता है मुझे कल की विधाता जाने, आज का पता है मुझे कल की विधाता, मानव खिलौना केवल मानो तू या ना माने, आज का पता है मुझे. Shivi, you all stand on this side, this way and that. Panditji, clear the pathway there, so people can come that way and offer the flower. You can come by me, Shivi, if you want. Here, let's clear that area so people can just take flowers and come. So those who wish to come from wherever you all are, so you can come forward and offer, place a flower. Let's continue to sing. Those who, I think we should sit. All those who are there, please sit. People looking like they want to take a fire. All right, please come from wherever you are as we conclude with the offering of flowers and so today. Bhajale Govind, Bhajale Govind, Bhajale Govindam. Ye duniya hai Prabhu ki maya, Bhajale Govindam. Bhajale Govind, Bhajale Govind, Bhajale Govindam. ये दुनिया है प्रभु की माया, भजले गोविंद. प्रभु जी मेरे आवो, प्रभु जी मेरे आवो, प्रभु जी मेरे आवो. भजले गोविंद, भजले गोविंद, भजले गोविंदम. ये दुनिया है प्रभु की माया, भजले गोविंदम. भजले गोविंद, भजले गोविंद, भजले गोविंद. ये दुनिया है प्रभु की माया, भजले. आए भी अकेला, जाए भी अकेला, 2 दिन की जिंदगी है, 2 दिन का मेला. आए भी अकेला, जाए भी अकेला, 2 दिन की जिंदगी है, 2 दिन का मेला. आए भी अकेला, जाए भी अकेला, 2 दिन की जिंदगी है, 2 दिन का मेला. 2 दिन की जिंदगी है, 2 दिन का मेला. 2 दिन की जिंदगी है, 2 दिन का मेला. ओम नमः शिवाय, 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 ओम नमः, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Va. If they have to go, let them go, big hand up. Namo, they come at you. Yeah. Sudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo. One pinda, they put a pinda now. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Give me a view, Esraja. Place his pinda on his right hand. Yamdware Mahagure Andhaya Tamaratakam. So these are your nephews.
Okay? Yeah.
So they went to
He went to Asia Boys.
So your sister Charan or brother Charan?
Cousin Charan.
Cousin Charan. So they live with you?
Yeah, they have a little ordeal. Friday they get up home.
Huh?
Friday they get up inside the house.
They hear they rub the oil, yes. But they're not going to tell nobody, they'll tell nobody yet. They come to the galvanize.
I went to the Matikura
Okay, maybe all conclude as we all join, or we will all join together as we conclude. Everyone. Shri Ramachandra Kripalu Bhajumana Adana Bhavavedanam Navakanja Lochana Kanja Mukhagare Kanja Parakanja. May Bhagwan bless the home, bless the family, give strength to Patsy and bless the soul of our beloved brother. We thank you all for coming and rallying around the family during this time. We are proceeding towards the Mosquito Creek. Drive safely. There's no need to rush. The road is smooth, but still don't go fast. Take your time on the road, and we do ask that you keep close to your loved ones. Life is beautifully short. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. Today's soil is what we have. We can't plant seeds tomorrow. So make sure that you enjoy the wonderful gift of the human birth. Aaj ka pata hai mujhe, kal ki bidhata jane. Today we say tomorrow, manav khilauna keval. Man is a toy in the hands of the master. Om Shanti. Blessings. Thank you all for coming. And which route we are? Which route we are using? Well, if the guy from Boodoo doesn't know which route he is going, we are in problem. Anyhow, so we have ruled. I think we use the yes. Use this link up right here, right? The empty road, or go down this way and straight down. Right. So those who are following, we are going to normal main road, going down to the link up Palmyra there, where you all normally purchase your doubles and so. You turn in right, and you go into the highway and straight down to crossing. That's it, right? Thank you all. Sitaram and blessings. May Bhagwan bless us all. Thank you, young Pandit. Remember when we are leaving the actually we feed 6 people at the whole and when he's leaving, you all pray, don't have that
Back